Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Prime Minister and government ministers have regularly provided updates to Parliament on the recent role of the armed forces in the Middle East through written and oral statements, in addition to responding to written questions. As has been said previously, publicising operational activity to Parliament in advance could undermine the effectiveness of operations and potentially risk the lives of armed forces personnel involved. The UK has provided assistance to our allies and partners in the region. The Ministry of Defence has provided support to facilitate the FCDO's response to the deteriorating humanitarian situation in Gaza, and we continue to work with the FCDO. Our armed forces personnel have played a critical role in working to establish more routes for vital humanitarian aid to reach the people of Gaza, and in the delivery of support in coordination with the US and our international allies and partners. To date, the UK has conducted 9 airdrops as part of the Jordanian-led mission, dropping over 85 tonnes of vital humanitarian aid of pre-packaged halal meals, water, flour, baby milk, formula and rice to Gaza. UK military planners have been embedded with the US operational team to jointly develop the safest and most effective maritime humanitarian aid route. RFA Cardigan Bay is sailing from Cyprus to support the US PEER initiative to enable the delivery of significantly more life-saving aid into Gaza. The UK Hydrographic Office has also shared analysis of the Gazan shore with US planners to support the initiative. In addition, previously the RAF sent additional aircraft to the region to protect our allies and support de-escalation, culminating in the UK Armed Forces shooting down a number of Iranian attack drones. The House will understand, of course, that for operational security reasons I cannot comment on the specifics about this activity. As stated by the Prime Minister on the 15th of April, our aim is to support stability and security, because that is right for the region, and because, although the Middle East is thousands of miles away, it has a direct effect on our security and prosperity at home. We are working urgently with our allies to de-escalate the situation and prevent further bloodshed, and we are directing all our diplomatic efforts to that end. Whilst I will not comment on media leaks and speculation, I can assure the House that the Government is taking all measures to support our allies and partners in the region. We are pressing for a sustainable ceasefire that will enable the release of hostages and provide the people of Gaza with the essential assistance and humanitarian aid they need.
John Healey.
Can I welcome the Minister back to the Department in his new post? Of course, it's the Defence Secretary who should be here. He's only made one oral statement on the Middle East in more than 2 months. Our UK Armed Forces, as the Minister said, are reinforcing regional stability, protecting international shipping, defending partner countries and delivering desperately needed aid to Gaza. We're proud of their professionalism. We pay tribute to their work across this House. But the agonies of the Palestinians in Gaza are extreme. Children starving, families dying, famine and disease taking hold. And humanitarian help must flood into Palestinian hands. So we welcome the 9th RAF airdrop last week, but we ask, why has there only been one sea shipment of UK aid in more than 6 months, with none this year? And what is the government doing to open up the Ashdod port? We welcome, Mr. Speaker, the new role for RFA Cardigan Bay, helping build this temporary pier. And with the Royal Fleet Auxiliary demonstrating their vital naval support, is the RFA protected from new civil service cuts? Have ministers resolved potential strike action? And what is the Defence Secretary doing to raise rock-bottom morale in the RFA? Mr. Speaker, weekend reports suggest UK troops could be deployed to deliver aid on the ground in Gaza. Can the Minister confirm these plans? How will the Defence Secretary report to this House and ensure that Parliament has a say on any such deployment? Mr. Speaker, the Defence Secretary seems to be doing the bare minimum on the diplomatic front. Why has he made only one visit to Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories since October the 7th? Mr. Speaker, we need an immediate ceasefire now, hostages released now, unimpeded aid now. We need a political route to secure a long-term two-state settlement, and where the government pursues these aims, it will have our fullest Labour support.
Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm very grateful to the right honourable gentleman for his questions and his warm welcome. He asked a series of pertinent questions, which I shall seek to cover off. He has asked about our efforts with regard to maritime delivery, and clearly the deployment of RAF Cardigan Bay is leaning into the prospect of a far greater flow of maritime aid through the Cyprus humanitarian corridor, which will seek to substantially uplift that delivered so far, and that will have an important impact on the extent to which Ashdod can also come into play. But we do make the point regularly to our Israeli colleagues that the opening of Ashdod will be a critical enabler in terms of dramatically increasing the rate of flow of aid, which is so seriously needed. He asked a question about Royal Fleet Auxiliary Ship Cardigan Bay. And now, of course, colleagues will have noticed from the statement last week to the House that the very substantial uplift in defence funding and the significance of an additional £75 billion over the next 6 years does mean that morale across all three services, and indeed the Royal Fleet Auxiliary, will be resilient and higher than it was before. And I think that's an uplift, and that's a vote of confidence in our capabilities, of which we should all be very proud. I know I certainly am. I'm not going to comment on the speculation that there might be a ground role for UK forces. It wouldn't be right for me to comment on speculation, and we're very clear as to the current remit. RFA Cardigan Bay is there to provide living support for the US troops involved in the construction and operational delivery of the JLOTS platform.